So, what skills do you reckon are the most important and successful to run a business, really? Any key ones that stand out, or just?
Well, I think you need. I think the most important one is to know your who's your customer.
Yeah.
Like, who's your customer? What am I doing this for? What am I? Why am I here? What am I doing this for? So who we? And it's not, so what's the customer want? How do I please the customers? I think number one's the customer.
Yeah.
Understand who your customer is, what your customer wants, so that, so it's all of that, when you do your marketing course, your subjects, all that, the 4 P's or the 6 P's, what's the price, what's the product. I think some of that stuff's really, really important.
Yeah, right.
And once you start answering that, everything else starts fitting into shape. I also think having you don't need to be an accountant, you have to understand the finances, the costs.
Yeah, right.
What's it going to cost? You don't need to be a full-on accountant, but I think to have some understanding of costs and revenue, and understand the key drivers of your business, are really, really important. And then you get into all the people skills and all that sort of stuff. Depending on how many staff you got and all that sort of stuff, the people skills and how you manage people is really important. But I think know your customer, number one. Make sure you've got a real understanding of the finances that drives your business, and then it's the people skills after that in terms of how you manage staff and drive them to do the things you want.
Yeah, so just following on to that, what do you reckon is required to build a successful working team then?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
I always ask myself, I've been a CEO now, 13 years. I always ask myself, why should anyone be led by you? Ask yourself, I'm the leader, but why? What do I stand for? What do I stand for? And I think it's really important to make sure that the team knows where you stand, what you're about, and you give them some sort of thing that you're consistent, and you bring them together. So you give them some sort of unifying cause. So what are we all trying to achieve here? Yeah, right. I think consistency is really important. Yep. But you're consistent. You're not up one day, down the next. You're consistent. Yeah, right. I think you have to be respected. Yeah. If you're liked, that's a bonus. But you got a choice between respect and like. Go with respect. Yeah, right. You don't want to be a dickhead. Yeah. But if someone says, I get so many times at work, people go to me, my boss, I really like him. He's a nice guy. Yeah. But he's fucking hopeless. All right, well, you don't respect him, but you like him, so you need to be respected. That comes from being consistent. Yeah. I think you need to give your team clear instructions, bring them together, build that sense of camaraderie. Yeah. You then need to be prepared to talk to them individually about how they're going and be there to answer their,
Have those hard conversations.
Yeah, hard conversation, but also the positive conversation. Yeah, right. Give feedback. Yeah. Give feedback. When someone does a bloody good job, just don't take it for granted. Tell them. Yeah, right. No, you know what I mean? So it's easy. A lot of bosses just go, that's what I pay them for. Yeah. People love to know that they're appreciated. Love to know that they're valued.
No, definitely.
So feedback's both ways. Yeah. And I think if you can seek feedback yourself and say, how can I be a better boss and what can I do for you? That's important too. Yeah, right. Yeah, no. But you know what I mean? But it's definitely. So you got to have the hard conversation. Yeah. But if all you're doing is a hard conversation all the time, then they just think you're a hard ass. Yeah. So if you temper that by saying, by the way, last week, can I just tell you the way you handled that customer, I'm really impressed. You did that exceptionally well. That's really, really good. That's exactly what we want here. Yeah. But let's talk about, so you give them a real compliment, let them, and you do it as it happens, not 2 weeks later. Yeah. So when you actually have to say, today I watched you with Mrs. Smith and you didn't do that real well, can we just reflect on, last time we were talking about how well you handled that. What could you have done different, Yeah, right. So it's not all just hard conversations, mate. If they're a dickhead and they're always late, they don't turn up, that's different. But, people like to get that, I know you're doing a good job, I value you, I appreciate you, I like that feedback. So it's not always, do both.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. So how important is learning and resilience, you reckon, in that, in running a successful venture?
Mate, you're always learning.
Always?
You're always learning.
Yeah, right.
Stop learning, mate, you're dead.
Yeah, right.
You can always be better, mate. You always need to be learning. You always need to be out for better things. How can I be more efficient? Yeah. This is working really well today, but things change. How can I make it work better in the future? There's new IT out there. There's new this. There's new that. What's the competition doing? Yeah. So if you think you've got it absolutely legs, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah, right.
There's always opportunity for personal growth and for business improvement, and you've got to be on the lookout for it. Mate, I left. I'm 40. I'm not. Wouldn't be 40 years older than you, but I'm close enough to 40 years older there, and I'm still fucking learning today, every single day.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, so everyone thinks, you go to uni, got the course, you got to be a chartered accountant. I did my professional year. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm done.
Yeah.
You always learn.
Yeah, right.
Now, I left school in the 80s, mate.
Yeah.
Right? These things weren't even invented or even thought of. So you always get different stuff. And so I think the more cutting edge you are in terms of about yourself, your own professional development, and how you lead people, and then if you're running a business, how do you make your business more efficient to seek out opportunities to do things before your opposition down the road does it, knocks you off.
Yeah, right.
Really important.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, how much dedication does that require? Just a lifelong learning, and is it hard to find a work-life balance? Is that something you found, or? Yeah, right.
Particularly, it's hard enough for me being a CEO, but I don't own the business. If it's your business and you own it, a lot of people are really married to their businesses.
Yeah, right.
So that work-life balance is a really hard thing to do, particularly if you're setting up a startup sort of business. Even these guys that run the cafe here.
Yeah.
To make this work and do it properly, it's not just the opening hours; it's the hours, setting up in the morning, cleaning everything up, doing the books, getting the ordering done, and all that sort of stuff. So it's easy. It's easy to focus on the business and lose that work-life business. If the business is growing, that's demanding. If the business is not growing, it's demanding. It's hard. So running your own business or setting a business up from scratch is not for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you've got a significant other in your life, it's great if they're committed, they're part of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's easy. It's easy to grow this successful business and realise you got two kids that don't like you, and a wife who doesn't want to know you.
Then you're gonna start questioning it, eh? Yeah.
Well,
worth it in your opinion, you reckon?
Sorry?
Worth it in your opinion?
Mate, when I was your age, I would have said go for it. And my age, one of my greatest achievements, mate, is the fact I've got two kids that aren't dickheads.
Yeah.
And my wife and I have been married for 25, 26 years.
Yeah, that's huge.
And my wife's put up with me. And I do spend too much time in the office.
Yeah.
But you got to make it work. So I think that work-life balance is a really interesting one. Yeah. My advice is, at your age, mate, study hard, play hard, work hard.
Yeah.
And if you want to run your own business and that sort of stuff, that's when you put all your time and your effort in.
Yeah.
And you can settle down in your fucking 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
A really successful guy once said to me, and I've said this to Alex, and he doesn't listen to me, but a really successful guy I know who's mega wealthy. I took Alex to his house once. He's got a fucking 3-story fucking house on Sydney Harbour. Right on Sydney freaking Harbour. Yeah. And his advice to me was, he said, Al, tell your kids, work fucking really hard in their 20s, get themselves up, and then by the time they're 30, they can settle down, find a nice partner, and life will be easy. And yes, they will say they want to backpack through Europe and North America and all that, and tell them it's a lot more fucking fun when you're doing it first class in your 30s than when you're backpacking in your 20s. So I guess what I'm saying to you is, if you're going to sacrifice that work-life balance, do it while you're young before you actually commit with kids and family and stuff like that. Because I think it is really easy to fall in that trap.
Yeah, right. No,
particularly when you own it, it's your business. You know what I mean? Like you just become, people get consumed. Yeah. Well, you want to be successful. And if it's not, if it's not successful, you're stressing about fucking where's the next dollar coming from, and it is. And trust me, a growing business can be just as challenging as a failing business.
Yeah, right.
Because you might have it all set up. There's 6 staff, and it's going really well. All of a sudden, shit, for us to grow, I've got to go from 6 staff to 10 staff.
Yeah.
Shit, how do I do that? I used to do everything myself. I used to do the ordering, the sales, this, that, and the other. All of a sudden, now you're a bigger business. You go from 1 million to 5 million. Or I have to employ people where I used to do things myself. Now I've got to manage staff, and I've got to put systems in process.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people will cap their business at a certain level and say, I've got a good lifestyle, I've got no stress, and I'm going to enjoy it. I could double the size of my business, but I don't need the stress.
Yeah, right. No,
so,
yeah, bloody hell. But so with that, how important do you reckon a company culture is? And How do you maintain that?
Really important.
Yeah.
Really important. But look, it depends. Yeah, look, now it's important in all businesses, but like I'm in aged care, so it's all about caring for people one-on-one. Really super important.
Yeah.
Well, number one, you can't take it for granted.
Yep.
Number two, you've got to start setting those people the moment they join. You've got to give them a good experience, and you've got to be setting the expectations, and you've got embracing them in your culture from the moment they start.
Yeah, right.
You can't wait to be in there 3 months. You got to get your culture out there. You've got to be communicating. You need to be measuring, whether it's just walking around talking to people, getting a sense, whether it's doing formal surveys, whatever. You need to know what the culture is. You need to have the finger on the pulse of it. Because you get a few people that are going rogue on you.
Bad apple.
Stuff the whole thing right up, mate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think, look, I'm big on culture. Really, really big on culture.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time on it. Like at our business, we have this app where I can talk to all the staff on an app.
Yeah, right. That's cool. Pretty new? Or?
Yeah, really new. We've had it for about 2 years, maybe.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, that's cool.
So, like, I won't bore you and show you one, but like, we've got some big shit going on at work at the moment. Really, really big stuff. And there you go. There's a video from me from yesterday.
Yeah.
So I can actually post a video and talk to all of them.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, for me, I go, whatever.
Yeah.
My staff, I've got 800 staff. Yeah. They actually all think they know me.
Yeah.
And I do because I take culture seriously. I said in your first 2 or 3 months, we have a corporate induction where we sit you down and tell you who a life care is and talk about what the expectations are. Yeah. I haven't missed one of those in 13 years. I go to every single one.
Yeah, right. No, that's cool.
I go to every single one. I'm regularly talking to staff on that app, putting videos up there, talking to staff. So we do a Christmas show. We did a half-year show a few weeks ago. I walk in, I get up on the stage, they all fucking clap.
Yeah.
They don't know me, but because our culture is that I engage on one, and our rule at Life Care is there's no just. Yeah. There's no just. I'm not just a cleaner. I'm just we're all equal because if we all do our job, no one's more important. So we work on, even though I'm the CEO and might be a cleaner who does 2 shifts a week, we try and create the culture where if you're the cleaner and you do a great job of cleaning, and I'm the CEO and I do a great job of being the CEO, we're all successful, not I'm the fucking CEO. Yeah. So I walk around the aged care homes and I talk to everybody. Because it's all that. Yeah. Whereas staff come to me, Alan, it's really cool you talk to us because the previous CEO, I was in the lift with him once and he didn't even smile at me. Well, so culture.
That's a big problem?
Yeah.
Heads up their asses, kind of? Yeah, right.
Yeah, and look, it depends on it depends on the business. If you're the senior partner of a law firm, you might get away with that bullshit. But if you're in a people business, and you want the staff to treat your customers the right way, you need to treat them the right way.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't be everyone's mate. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but you got to be approachable, and you got to set a culture. Yeah. There's an accountable culture, but it's a good, positive culture.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's accountability. We're not here to muck around. We're here to do work, but you can have fun at work, but you need to be accountable for your actions.
Yeah,
and we hold people accountable. We want people to enjoy work. Yeah. We want them to actually have fun at work, but be accountable. You start that from day one, and you need to measure it, you need to nurture it, you need to grow it, you need to engage with people, and don't ever take it for granted. Yeah,
right. No, definitely. That's beautiful. Thank you.
No, that's all right, mate.
And knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you were starting out?
Well, I don't actually own the business, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I would do differently? Well, I don't know.
Would you start your own business?
Well, I might be doing that soon.
Yeah, right.
It's a hard, because I don't actually own the business. I'm a CEO. I took it over. I took over from someone else.
Yeah. Been a lot of learning through that process?
Yeah, huge. Look, if I was starting my own business today, with what I know,
get in the aged care sector? Or?
Yeah, on the peripheral of that, around it. Do my research.
Yeah, right.
Do my research. I would be really, really clear. Go back to that customer, be really clear about what I'm trying to achieve. What am I selling, and who am I selling it to? Yeah. And I get that customer stuff absolutely nailed.
Yeah.
and I'd make sure that I'd have a financial model that backed it up. Make sure that my financial model backed it up. I knew what I was doing, and I reckon I'd go flat out at it. And go flat out and be go back to the work-life balance thing. I would be totally focused on it. And if I was sure I had the idea right and had the customer right, I wouldn't let the setbacks which are going to come define me. I'd learn and turn those setbacks into positives.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you're going to set your own business up, more often than not, mate, you're not going to get it right. There's going to be challenges, and it's easy to walk away and say it's too hard.
Yeah, definitely.
But you need to be able to endure those and actually learn from it and take the negative and turn it into a positive and go, okay, well that didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Yeah. Well, what can you learn from that?
Yeah, and not go, well, I know. I guess what I'm trying to say to you is, if you want to set your own business up, don't go, I know. If you're getting customer feedback that they want something else, don't be so sold on your own idea that you won't adapt.
Yeah, right. So staying flexible
staying flexible, and letting them and responding to the market. Like if the market tells you they want red chairs, and you think, but they should have blue chairs. It might be easier to fucking go and make a red chair than blue chairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Or unless you've got a massive marketing budget that's going to go and you've got some bloody gorgeous influencer who's going to tell them that blue chairs are better. Well,
what have been the biggest challenges for you? I know you don't own it, but you're still working. Like
yeah.
A lot of
staff.
Yeah, right. Just keeping them there, or making sure
keeping staff, attracting staff.
Yep.
There's a real in my sector. There's a real demand for staff. Right. There's a shortage of staff, particularly qualified nurses.
Yeah, definitely.
So staff's a really big challenge.
Yeah.
And I think having the right systems that let you know there's a problem before there is a problem.
Yeah, right.
So you have all your financial dashboards and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the we probably over the journey should have had some other, been more in tune to some other warning signs, not just financial.
Yeah.
But some of the intangible ones that might have actually given us a head up that we had issues.
Yeah, right.
So it could be staff turnover.
Yeah.
Why do we have a lot of staff turnover at this site? Well, the manager says this. Well, what's the real reason?
Yeah.
We've got more complaints at that site. Why?
Yeah.
Normally when something's going wrong, there's lots of warning signs. And, I think one of my biggest learnings is to be more attuned to those warning signs.
Yeah, right.
And actually, and maybe in hindsight would have been more successful if we put some more effort into measuring those informal things, so you can actually act before there's a crisis.
Yeah, right.
We're a good organisation. Every crisis we've ever had in my time here, we fixed it.
Yeah.
I just wish we had less crises.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Very understandable. So just on that as well, how important is it to have the right people inside and outside of the business around you? Not too important?
No, mate. Critical. Absolutely critical.
Critical.
You need the right people in your business.
Yep.
Either it depends on the size of the business and what your cost structure is, but you either need the right people in the business.
Yep.
Or you need the right advisor. So if you don't have the accounting skills inside, you need a bloody good external accountant.
Yeah, right.
If you don't have the legal skills inside, and most businesses don't, you need to have access to a lawyer who knows their shit and is good. If you're not going to do if you've got to do HR and manage your culture, you need somebody who can actually do that really, really well for you, because you get a business size, if you're running the business, it's your business, you can't do bloody everything.
Yeah.
So having good people in the right positions and having access to external advisors who you know and trust, mate, I'm telling you, is absolutely critical. You will not be successful without it.
Yeah, right.
Beyond a one-man show. Like, if I'm running the local fish and chip shop, well, it doesn't probably matter. Me and my son can probably cook the fish and chips and do it. But you get a business that's a little bit bigger. You need good people. And the other challenge, mate, is as the business grows, people who are really good today might not be the people for tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So you might have, I don't know, you might have an accountant or a HR person or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. And they might be the best person today. You go in the business for 3 or 4 years, and the business grows.
Yeah.
And you might have to, and they might not be the person
right.
for the next phase of your growth because.
Is that fairly common?
Yeah,
right.
So, because when you start off, let's say I can afford 60 grand for an accountant. I get myself a 60 grand account and they're brilliant. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the business is big, I've got all these accounting challenges, I might need a 120 grand account.
Yeah, again. So what qualities do you reckon are a good, does a good entrepreneur have?
Ooh, good question. Good question.
Bit of resilience?
Resilience. Determination.
Yeah.
I think that really understand who the customer and what they're saying.
Right.
That's really super important. I think the best entrepreneurs, they can actually think it. They understand what people are going to want and actually can even create their own market. You look at some of the really brilliant ones; they create their own market, like a new market. Like who knew that we needed a phone like this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's about creating markets. You look at something today like YouTube, that is just so
huge.
Well, someone created that market. They could see what the consumer would want, and they create the base product, and then they get market feedback, change, evolve. And they start off with a free model. Then it's like Spotify. Get them with free and ads and all this sort of stuff. I mean, who thought about streaming music? All of a sudden, then who buys CDs and any of that shit these days? You don't. Everything's streamed. So they created a whole new. They can see the technology. They can see what the consumer will want, what people are going to want, and they then make it happen. So I think that resilience, determination, that ability to understand and see opportunities that consumers are going to want and pay for.
Yeah, no, definitely. What do you reckon is the most important for a leader? Like most important aspects, or just
to be authentic.
Be authentic? Yeah, right.
Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't
do you
try
reckon they can tell if you're not? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
Don't be something you're not.
Yeah.
Be authentic. Be consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Be authentic. Be consistent. Be yourself.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we had a staff show recently ago, and Alex came on and had a few beers with the staff from work afterwards. We had we're at the Mosley. Yeah, he's telling you. Yeah, so we closed the Mosley, and he's going, "Oh, Dad, a lot of staff come up to you, talking to you, and like, don't you just want to have a drink?" And I said, "Alex, there's there's different types of CEO. If you're the sort of CEO that's really formal, and that's your style, and you're formal, and right, well, you go to the staff show." You have to be there. You smile, you shake a few hands, you give the speech. Half an hour later, you make your excuses, you go home. And that's who you are. But if you're going to be me that has projected that I'm approachable, well, you stay to the end, and you can go out and have a drink with people afterwards, and have the common sense that you can't be as drunk as they are, clearly. But Alex, they're asking you about work and shit like that. Well, Alex, because I'm approachable. And I need to be approachable here, just like I'm at work, because I'm being myself. And if the behaviour is getting out of control, you do one or two things. You stop them, because it's going to get the company a bad name, or you go, actually, you know what, they're having fun. If I'm not here, no one cares. Take yourself out of it. But see, some CEOs and leaders will put the show on, do all the formal stuff, and then leave and let the staff cut loose. Or you're like me, I'm happy to share. Be authentic and be part of it with the staff, and they feel comfortable with you. But you have to be yourself.
I'm sure they like that a lot more than the other CEOs.
Well, as long as they respect you, it doesn't matter. There's no point. You can't be the CEO that's falling down drunk at the staff show. But you know what I'm saying. But so for me, I project that I'm approachable. I'm not an arrogant wanker. I'm the boss, but I'm approachable. I'm one of the guys, in a way. Well, you do that. Definitely. Whereas if my style was much more formal, that's who I am. Well, don't try and be the other guy. So be consistent. Be yourself.
Definitely.
Be yourself. Be consistent. And ask yourself, why should someone be led by you? I'm the leader. Okay, so why should someone be led by me? Do I have a vision? Can I communicate that vision? Am I consistent? Am I, am I approachable? Whatever your style is. I think the most important thing is to be consistent and be authentic and be yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people get the bloody big office and get the title and it goes to their heads and they think, well, that might work for some people. That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I'm a much more...
It wouldn't work for the staff, you'd think, though.
Well, in some environments, maybe it does work. I mean, if you're the fucking CEO of the National Bank, maybe that's what's required.
Yeah.
In a people business like mine, I think people like to know that I'm approachable and I'm one of the people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you spoke about the vision before, but what does drive you to achieve your vision and goals? Apart from just the monetary aspect of it?
Well, I think number one, you've got to have a really clear vision about what you're trying to achieve. What's the vision? What do you want to achieve? And if you're passionate about your vision, and this goes to leadership too, if you're passionate about the vision and you're bought into that vision, then the achievement of that will motivate you and drive you. And if you can get other people, especially your key people, to share that vision and reward them financially, but share the vision and reward them financially, so it's not just financially driven, they'll help you achieve great things. So I guess that's the whole leadership thing. So if you're actually bought in and you believe in it, well, it's half the battle, mate.
Yeah, right.
And then if you get other people to buy into that and be led by you and be part of it.
Well, you're nearly there, you reckon? Yeah, right. No, it makes sense.
Well,
Definitely.
You didn't do rowing, but it's like the old, if you Google teamwork, photo of teamwork, or fucking all these dudes rowing. It's corny and it's hackneyed and all that sort of shit. It's probably a meme. You said it's a meme.
Yeah.
It's fucking true. Everyone's in the fucking boat. We're all in sync, rowing in the same direction. We all know what we're doing it for, why we're doing it, and we're not worried about our own personal agenda. We're worried about working together. Right, well, that comes from having a shared vision. So I think that's what motivates you. You get a really good vision, you buy into why we're here, what we're trying to achieve, and it's a bit more than just, it's a paycheck. It motivates you, and then if you're the leader, you got them bought into that vision, it helps you lead them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you can get that buy-in.
Yeah.
So, if you're running your own business, even for me, if I can get my key people bought in, we're all doing this together, this is what we're trying to do, and they share, and when we get accolades, they all share the accolades, and they realise they've made a contribution to it, we won a lot of awards for this aged care community we built out on Panham Road.
Yeah, right.
And everyone knows that was my vision, and I was the driver to do it. But I'm always making sure that I'm thanking the staff that were part of that. They all know it wasn't just me. Yes, it was my vision, but they're all part of it. They all played a role, and I think that's, if you can get them bought into the vision and then recognise and thank them and encourage them. So if you're being authentic to yourself as a leader, you're being consistent, and you've got a really clear vision about what that team has to do, and you got them bought into that beyond just I'm here to get my $22.50 an hour, you can achieve great things.
Yeah, right.
So and it motivates you too.
Yeah, if you say if you don't have the vision, you're either on the end of the job then, essentially. Yeah, right. So you need that.
It's not just have the vision, you need to be able to articulate and share it.
Yeah, right.
How you do that, there's many different ways to do that, depending on your style and in the situation.
Yeah.
So if in your head you've got this amazing vision for what you want to achieve in the business, that's fantastic. But mate, if you can't articulate it and share it with your key people,
your time. Yeah, definitely.
And so I think a big piece of leadership, certainly as a CEO, is you need to have a vision, and once you have that vision and the board's ticked it off, is to make sure you communicate it and you keep on making sure people are comfortable with it and buying into it.
Yeah, right.
And the more people you get bought into it, the easier it is for you.
Yeah, right.
I think one of the big mistakes that people make with leadership is to think, I'm the leader, it's all about me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're accountable, you've got to lead.
Yeah.
And lead's not manage. Manage is I tell you what to do. Leadership is I provide direction and I support you.
Yeah.
It's a difference. So I'm your manager, I'm really telling you what to do.
Yeah.
If I'm the leader, I'm setting the vision, I'm setting the scene, and I'm giving you the space. I'm not directing you every 5 minutes, I'm trying to get you to buy into something a little bit bigger and empower you more. Then obviously, I want your manager to do this.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I never thought of it like that. No, that's good.
So there's a big difference between leadership and management.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
right. So,
I spend more time on the leadership part than I do the...
Yeah, definitely. Would that be the biggest responsibility? Yeah, right. Just making sure everyone's bought in, everyone's on the same page. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Too easy.
Yeah, I mean, sounds easy.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that's what it's all about. You know, and if you find, over your working life and over your journey, you find people that are actually excited about your vision